Hello and welcome back everyone, my name is Sneaky Bard and we're here with a new Let's Play episode in our Loremaster leveling Let's Play series with our Goblin Rogue Tafarona. We're now inside Gallywix's labor mine on the Lost Isles, trying to get everyone out before the volcano blows. And after that we should be finally done with the Goblin Starter area. So that's good, yay! And then we get to go out into the real world of Warcraft. Well, let's see. The arrow shows us to go down this way. So let's jump down here and see if there's actually where we need to go, because we need to interact with the minecart outside. Oh, outside Gallywix's labor mine. Well, let's go back then. Getting lost is, after all, our specialty on this channel. And hey, there's Blast Shadow Brute Master, even though we killed him and destroyed his soulstone. But no matter. And he isn't at all surprised that my three friends here, running around, not doing their work, completely ignores them. But then again, that is only good for what we have in mind. So let's go outside here. I think this is what it means where we should go when it wants us to go outside, even though the arrow is pointed at some weird direction. No. Okay, this outside is more towards here. So we have the fire mage. So we should go that way. Well, doesn't matter. We have found it anyway. Probably not the way that Blizzard intended us to find it, but we have found it anyway. So here we go. And there's the mine cart. The mine and the mine cart, guarded by a lonely brute that we will dispose of. Oh, yeah. Muscle memory is not yet what it used to be. Looks a little rickety. All you have to do is jump in and speak with Assistant Greeley when you get to the bottom. So, why? We just got out, we found our old friends, but I guess we need to do a bit more pop culture references with the goblins in order to be done here. And it looks like we will be meeting Gallywix again. Oh, we went straight into a pile of bombs and by the looks of it blew up our friends. No, they're fighting over there already. As we would say in the Tinkers Union, out of the heap applied metallic cooking container and into the oxidizing energetic mixture of reactive gases and solids. Yeah, I guess that's what you would say. That no good trade Prince Gallywix somehow managed to stow the whole Steam Weedle Shock's foot bomb team away on the yacht. Didn't even see any of them. Now he has them doing his dirty work here at the lumber yard. Tafarona, you're the gal who won the championship for us back home in Kazan. You've got to get rid of them. Also, this is somehow everybody's like giving me responsibilities for things that are tangentially related to stuff that I did do. Okay. Look, kid, I'm here to see to it that you've got a fighting chance at the end game. Thrall's going to need your help in the fight against the trade prince. Really, Hobart and I have a plan to put together the ultimate foot bomb uniform for you so you can win the game, but I'm going to need some things first. Lucky for us, this lumberyard is sick with spare shredder parts. Now, get out there and give me 110. This is why I never liked coach type characters. They're far too over enthusiastic. So let's go and get us some spare parts, or at least kill these guys. How are we actually supposed to be getting the spare parts? Random drops, I presume? Ah. Here we go. Could be random drops, could be that we... Yeah, okay, the random drops. Can we stun? I think it... Yeah, you could stun mechs, but you couldn't make them bleed. I mean, that was at least the case before when I started playing. Another nice RPG aspect. Though I do understand that that was a bit OP when it came to specs that relied a lot on bleeding, say like Feral does nowadays, or when you had nature damage immune mobs like in Ankiraj, you had someone like a druid or a shaman and it's basically like, yeah, we can't deal damage, or rogues poisons were rendered completely useless. Oh, did see that one there. So yeah, it's nice that that isn't the case anymore. Maybe there would have been another, or they should have come up with another more creative solution to the problem, but oh well. They did solve the problem, that is all that counts in the end. Then we can quibble about other positive alternative solutions while we are armchair developing without having any idea of what actually is involved in implementing those. But that's part of the charm of armchair development. You don't have to think about all those pesky little details. So let's get our final shredder part here. I was just thinking he's not going to see us, but yeah, he was. Well, we get more XP and more copper. Well, money, but it's copper, so it's essentially just change that we get. Even though we do have over 1 gold of money, we have almost earned our first mount. So yay, go us. I can't say I was ever much of a foot bomb fan, but you're giving me an appreciation for the game. Let's see what you have there. Alright. I am back. Sorry about that. That was a cough that took over me. I've gotten over the cold, but there's some remnants still left there, troubling me. Let's see what you have there, Tafrona. Yep, these will do nicely. You did good there, kid. I'll see to it that you get the best football uniform ever made. In the meantime, you've got other bombs to drop on the Trade Prince's lackeys. I do. We have to stop Trade Prince Galivix's oil supply and bring his machines to a grinding halt. And we're going to need you to go out to the KTC oil platform and release the valves to overload the coolant system. After you do that, head to the platform control panel on the platform to set it to blow. Release valves 1 through 4. Alright. There's another quest from Izzy.
What's the word on the street?
Oh girl, you're never going to guess who's out on the old platform to the north. Izzy shakes her head sadly at you. Chip's out there and he's working for the Trade Prince. That cold-hearted snake dropped you like a bad habit and now he's working for the other team. I even heard he's going out with that tramp, Candy Cane. I don't know about you, but if he was my ex, I'd rip his still beating heart out of his chest. Rip the still beating heart out of Chip and Dale's chest. Yeah, we could tell that he was trouble from the get-go. Don't know if we should rip his still beating heart out of his chest. I mean, how is he going to learn a lesson without a heart? It's definitely not going to make him any less heartless. Haha. Very funny. But that's a risk of being a linguist. You do lots of stale puns. Because hey, puns are what you do. You can actually study puns in linguistics, which is not pun intended, but a lot of fun. The semantics around them are quite interesting. But we're not talking about that here. We're talking about WoW, so we will not get too much more into that. Let's kill the KTC oil bot though. Weren't we the owner of KTC? I've forgotten. It's been so long since we first played. I think we were. No, we were the owner of the Kaja Cola company, something like that. Well, there's Chip and Dale. So the fastest way to his heart. Can't believe it that you do this to me. Yeah, me neither. And the other way as well. Oh, he stunned us. There we go. Empty, just like all the promises that he ever made. So I don't think this is the way to get over your ex in real life, but happily video games do not care about that. They let us relive all our darkest fantasies, or maybe they're not even our fantasies to begin with, but if we'd ever want to do that, they give us an avenue to do all sorts of things that we never do in real life. Ooh, Freud would have so much fun studying video game players and their habits. Of that, I'm sure. So let's press that big red button. There's a single big red button on the platform control. Clearly, if ever there was a button to cause massive explosions, that's it. That could be a trap though. No, wasn't a trap. I could have labeled the big red button the alarm button. Like, labeled it, this causes explosions, but actually make it like trigger the alarm or a trap or something like that. But oh well. Not all video game villains can think that far. I mean, they need to fail after all. Must be a horrible life, failing over and over again as a video game villain. Let's turn over this quest. We are not a villain after all. We are the hero. We're almost guaranteed to win time and time again. If the player is somewhat competent, which is debatable in my case sometimes, but so far we have always won. We've only died twice. Knock on wood. I felt the heat from the explosions all the way over here. We're getting Demolitionists' boots. Another uncommon item that actually gives us stat points. There we go. Let's turn in the other one for Izzy. What did you decide? Death for forgiveness. It wasn't like you gave me a choice. He just got what he deserved. There, don't cry. You'll find someone else that'll treat you right. Here, let me take that. We wouldn't want people to think that you're crazy. Yeah, and whose fault would that be if people were to think that? Let's go with the heartache dagger. Let's do more damage. Well, more direct damage, shall we say. 192, 194. There we go. And there's a new quest here.
Yeah, what do you want?
Sassy's over at the slave pit. She's there with the orcs getting ready to execute the final play on the trade prince. Tafarona, take the football uniform up the road to the southwest and find her. I know she's going to want you to lead the charge. Ack, I'm starting to talk like the coach now.
That's a good one.
Yes, I was also almost going to say that. Okay, so now that we have our foot bomb uniform, apparently the shredders think we're one of them. I mean, who could doubt them after all? We do look very similar to them. So, because the game has learned that we are getting lost quite easily, and sometimes even getting ourselves killed, I think it decided, well, I'm not going to let any of that happen, and autopilot me to the place where I need to fulfill the quest. So here we go. Let's talk to Sassy. I was wondering where you were. It wasn't like I was getting lost. It took me here like straight away. Don't worry, Hobart will get that foot bomb uniform converted into the most ultimate foot bomb uniform ever made. Can you believe that, Candy Cane? You know, up until you dealt with Chip, she was dating him. Now she's going out with the trade prince. I just can't get over the fact that she betrayed you like that with your ex. Maybe you should head over down into the slave pits and take care of her once and for all. So, I'm not here to killing like people that I was tangentially romantically involved with, or somehow like that they would tangentially be involved with people I was romantically involved with. I'm not like wanting to do that, but apparently this is what the game decrees to be a sound way of coping. So that's what we're going to do. But because all our quest givers are goblins, apparently they kind of tell us, yeah, you do have a choice, but kind of you don't. And while I got upset over the way the game wants us as a character to cope with these things, I completely forgot to take the second quest here. So we need to use the single stage booster rockets to launch the cages of 8 Kazan citizens or goblin survivors. Basically break out people. And here we've got jungle panthers again. What is it with these jungle panthers? They're like completely chill with having zombies, South Sea mercenaries, people killing each other, spilling blood all over the place. I don't know what Blizzard was thinking putting them in there. They're like, what does this like zone need? What is like lacking in it? Oh, I know, panthers. But let's make them neutral. Or, I mean, that's what I hypothesize. If anybody has any other ideas, put them down in the comments below. I'd love to hear them. I mean, after all, it is somewhat of a mystery. Normally, Blizzard is quite good at making their games at least look like some form of logic was used in the level design. That you don't have these things where... You actually had that in the reboot of Thief, where you had some rooms that had cards in them, but there was no way the card could have gotten in through the door that was in the room. And I think there were some rooms that didn't actually have doors that I could see, and there were people in there, and it was like, how did you get there? Yeah. Was clearly you could see that someone had just made the room and then put the people in there from a game design perspective, and then forgot that as a player you actually do notice that there's something not quite right about all of that. So there we have Candy Cane. Let's get rid of her. There we go. That's Sweetie. Well, come on, eviscerate. There we go, she's dead. Can't we free all of these guys? We can't even get to the vendor. The KTC train Atron Deluxe. Well, oh, sorry. While I was looking at what all the professional vendors were doing, locked down in that hole, I also ran into a pirate. Okay, so let's return these quests and then I will call it an episode. We might even be able to level up doing that. Doubt it though, because we'll need 2,600 points to do that, but we will get pretty close. Yeah. Oh, we will get very close. But that will have to wait until the next episode, with the hopefully the grand finale of teaching Galivix a lesson. So let's give this to Hobart. And there we go. He gave us some pants that we are going to equip. Are they actually better than what we have? No. But we do prefer the brown ones. Serves the right for stealing your man in the first place. There we go. We got an uncommon belt, and now we're going to call it an episode. So thank you guys for coming. It was nice seeing you again. Oh, well, luckily that didn't kill us. And I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next episode. I've been Sneaky Bard. And as always, if you did like the episode, do like it. If you like the channel, do subscribe and spread the word. For now, bye bye, and see you in the next one.